A few years ago, electronics flipping felt like pure survival mode. You would spend hours uploading blurry photos of an old phone, answer 50, is this available? Messages, get hit with ridiculous lowball offers, then waste fuel driving across town only for the buyer to disappear completely. But while most people were still stuck in that cycle, the internet quietly evolved into something much bigger. Entire websites started building systems around resellers. Some platforms now bring millions of buyers directly to you, others automate listings, others source inventory in bulk, and some practically run the business for you. That's why the flipping game in 2026 is starting to look less like random side hustle energy, and more like running a miniature online tech empire from a laptop. And once people discover platforms like eBay, the entire mindset shifts immediately, because eBay is basically global flipping infrastructure disguised as a marketplace. A few years ago, electronics flipping felt like pure survival mode. You would spend hours uploading blurry photos of an old phone, answer 50, is this available? Messages, get hit with ridiculous lowball offers, then waste fuel driving across town only for the buyer to disappear completely. But while most people were still stuck in that cycle, the internet quietly evolved into something much bigger. Entire websites started building systems around resellers. Some platforms now bring millions of buyers directly to you, others automate listings, others source inventory in bulk, and some practically run the business for you. That's why the flipping game in 2026 is starting to look less like random side hustle energy, and more like running a miniature online tech empire from a laptop. And once people discover platforms like eBay, the entire mindset shifts immediately, because eBay is basically global flipping infrastructure disguised as a marketplace. And once people realize global demand is real, many immediately start moving toward Amazon Seller Central, because that's where flipping stops looking like hustle culture and starts looking corporate. Amazon FBA basically changed online reselling forever, because sellers can ship inventory directly into Amazon warehouses while Amazon handles storage, packaging, shipping, customer service, and returns afterward. Think about how crazy that is for a second. Someone can buy 20 liquidation phones, clean and test them once, send them to Amazon, then wake up to automatic sales while Amazon does most of the operational work behind the scenes. That's why advanced flippers become obsessed with FBA. The platform is built on trust, meaning buyers already feel comfortable purchasing electronics there quickly. Sellers usually flip phones, gaming accessories, smartwatches, headphones, and refurbished gadgets through the system. The advantages are insane scalability, automation, buyer trust, and huge traffic. The disadvantages are brutal rules, high competition, storage fees, and constant fear of account suspensions if something goes wrong. Amazon receives very high ratings from business-minded resellers because of scale potential, but many critiques revolve around strict policies and how unforgiving the platform can feel once sellers start growing. But while global platforms exploded, local flipping quietly stayed undefeated because Facebook Marketplace turned local reselling into absolute chaos in the best possible way. This is where people dump TVs, gaming consoles, laptops, monitors, appliances, and phones for quick cash constantly. Marketplace works because speed wins there. Sellers take a few photos, upload the listing, and suddenly somebody 15 minutes away wants to meet today. Smart flippers spend hours scanning underpriced listings because casual sellers often have no idea what their electronics are actually worth. One person's old useless laptop becomes another reseller's quick $200 flip. Experienced flippers repost listings constantly to stay favored by Facebook's algorithm and maximize visibility. The advantages are instant local cash flow, no shipping costs, and massive opportunities for finding underpriced electronics. The disadvantages are scammers, ghost buyers, lowballers, and endless "is this available?" messages. Marketplace gets mixed ratings because it feels messy, but most experienced flippers still use it heavily because the local opportunities are simply too good to ignore. That local flipping energy connects perfectly into platforms like Mercari because Mercari basically simplified flipping for beginners and turned reselling into something that feels almost like scrolling social media. The app focuses heavily on mobile selling, making it perfect for smaller electronics like headphones, cameras, gaming accessories, tablets, and phones. What makes Mercari dangerous is that many sellers there are casual users who don't understand market value properly. That creates constant pricing mistakes, and smart flippers quietly take advantage of them. Someone uploads a barely used headset too cheaply, another reseller buys it instantly, then reposts it elsewhere for profit. Mercari's biggest advantages are simplicity, fast listing systems, beginner-friendly shipping, and lower intimidation compared to giant platforms like Amazon. The disadvantages are slower growth potential, occasional scam complaints, and smaller traffic compared to eBay. But for beginners entering flipping for the first time, Mercari receives consistently strong ratings because it removes so much friction from the process. Then the flipping game becomes even more insane once people discover StockX, because StockX transformed reselling into something that literally behaves like a stock market. Prices move in real time depending on demand, shortages, hype, and trends. Buyers and sellers can watch gaming consoles, graphics cards, collectibles, and electronics rise and fall in value, almost like cryptocurrency charts. That transparency completely changes flipping psychology because sellers stop guessing and start reacting to live market data. During the console shortage era, people were practically trading PlayStations and GPUs like financial assets. The platform's authentication system also matters heavily because verified products build trust and allow sellers to command premium pricing. The advantages are live pricing visibility, trust through authentication, and access to hype-driven demand waves. The disadvantages are high fees, slower payout systems during verification, and volatility when trends collapse suddenly. StockX is rated extremely highly among hype resellers and electronics flippers, though many critiques focus on authentication delays and aggressive fees. That same hype economy flows directly into GOAT because GOAT operates less like a marketplace and more like premium resale culture itself. While known mostly for sneakers and fashion, smart flippers study GOAT heavily because it teaches one of the most important lessons in modern reselling. Hype moves markets faster than logic sometimes. The platform revolves around scarcity, presentation, and trust. Sellers flip limited products by timing trends correctly and understanding what buyers suddenly become obsessed with online. The advantages are premium buyers, strong authentication systems, and brand trust. The disadvantages are heavy competition in hype categories, slower authentication processes, and dependence on trend cycles that can disappear instantly. GOAT receives strong ratings for trust and product quality, although some critiques revolve around slow processing times and fluctuating resale values. Then the business starts looking much more professional once people enter back market, because this platform specializes entirely in refurbished electronics instead of random used products. Buyers come there expecting professionally tested, repaired, cleaned, and graded devices. That changes the flipping strategy completely. Instead of casually reposting used gadgets, sellers start sourcing damaged electronics cheaply, replacing batteries or screens, cleaning devices professionally, then reselling them into an ecosystem where buyers already expect quality standards. Back market rewards consistency heavily because buyers trust the platform's refurbishment model. The advantages are higher trust, stronger pricing for quality refurbished products, and growing demand for affordable tech. The disadvantages are strict quality standards, technical repair requirements, and difficulty for complete beginners. Back market receives very strong buyer ratings because of warranties and testing systems, although smaller refurbishers sometimes critique the platform's strict expectations. And once people fully understand inventory sourcing, they usually discover B-stock, which is where flipping quietly transforms into wholesale operations. Instead of buying one phone at a time, resellers bid on liquidation pallets from Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and other major retailers. These pallets can contain phones, laptops, gaming accessories, TVs, monitors, tablets, and returned electronics. Some pallets are disasters. Others are gold mines. That's why experienced flippers obsess over manifest reading, supplier history, and risk analysis. B-stock's biggest advantage is access to bulk, discounted inventory at scale. Another advantage is the possibility of finding massive profit margins inside liquidation lots. The disadvantages are unpredictability, damaged inventory risks, and expensive shipping for large pallets. B-stock is rated highly among advanced flippers because of sourcing potential, though beginners often critique the steep learning curve and risk involved. At the same time, Poshmark proves that flipping is increasingly becoming tied to branding and presentation instead of just products alone. While the platform focuses mainly on fashion, Many resellers still use it for headphones, smartwatches, accessories, and wearable tech because buyers there value aesthetics heavily. Poshmark works differently because social engagement actually boosts visibility. Sellers who build recognizable profiles, interact with buyers, and maintain polished listings often outperform casual users. The advantages are strong community engagement, presentation-focused buyers, and beginner-friendly systems. The disadvantages are lower electronics traffic and slower scaling potential compared to dedicated tech marketplaces. Poshmark gets strong ratings for simplicity and community culture, though critiques often mention fees and limited electronics demand. And finally, the local flipping ecosystem expands even further with OfferUp because OfferUp became another giant for fast local electronics sales. Phones, TVs, consoles, laptops, and appliances move extremely quickly there because nearby buyers constantly search for deals. Smart flippers often cross-post the exact same products across OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, and eBay simultaneously to maximize visibility everywhere at once. That's one of the biggest hidden strategies in modern flipping because faster exposure usually means faster cash flow. The advantages are local convenience, quick transactions, and no shipping headaches. The disadvantages are unreliable buyers, scams, and competitive local markets. OfferUp generally receives positive ratings for ease of use and simplicity, though many critiques sound very similar to marketplace complaints involving ghost buyers and endless negotiation culture. The biggest shift happening right now is that flipping is quietly evolving away from hustle culture into systems culture. The people making serious money are no longer just good at selling. They understand sourcing, AI listings, pricing psychology, liquidation inventory, fulfillment systems, trend analysis, cross-posting automation, and buyer behavior across multiple platforms simultaneously. Some websites help source products, others automate operations, while others bring millions of buyers directly into the system. And once all those pieces start connecting together properly, flipping stops looking like random side income and starts looking like a fully connected online resale empire running quietly from a laptop.